I often get asked about leadership because of the fact that we conduct a lot of leadership training programs for leaders of both genders. And I often get asked about what are some of the common mistakes or some of the development areas that leaders struggle with the most. And I would like to quickly go through three main ones that we see leaders from both genders struggle with and cope with in their leadership careers. The first one is what I call knowing everything about everything. Leaders usually get to their positions of leadership after years and years of great experience, after having acquired a lot of knowledge. Which is fantastic because it obviously gives them the expertise to be able to lead and to be able to advise and guide and basically function within their leadership capacities. But it also leaves some leaders exposed to the notion of I know everything about everything, which makes them less inclined to listen fully and to absorb fully the information that is being presented to them. Even if that information is new. One great tip here would be for leaders to listen most of the time and be able to reflect and absorb, even in instances where they have heard certain topics being repeated for a second time round, because we do have a limited capacity to absorb information fully, and we might very well have not been able to absorb everything fully the first time around. The second aspect of leadership and leadership development areas that I see happen to a lot of leaders has to do with taking things personally. Leaders come with a lot of passion, and that passion translates into great things that enable them to execute on projects, execute on visions. It, however, also leaves them exposed to areas or times where they take matters too personally, and they're unable to completely make the differentiation between business decisions and personal decisions. An example of that would be, for example, leaders that I have seen take an employee resignation, for example, too personally, taking it as an insult to their own leadership capabilities, or an interpretation that this other person does not want to work for them personally, which in some cases might be true, and in some cases might have an element of that, but there's also other factors that are usually at play that are way beyond that particular leader, and that sometimes blocks the leader's ability to make effective decisions based on business reasons and be able to have that fair, objective attitude towards matter. The third element that I would love to address here is something that I see more often women leaders struggle with, and that is helping others, and specifically helping other women. We need a lot more women in leadership positions. We obviously know that, but within the current women leadership base that we have, we always hear that there is limited help that is exhibited by women leaders to help other women in the organization for various reasons, including perhaps a fear of being viewed as a woman who wants to help other women, and you don't want to pigeonhole yourself into that category. However, women helping women and women helping others in general is a great leadership characteristic, and it's something that creates reciprocity and creates mutual gain for a lot of parties, and can be a great win to place great talent in the right position to drive success and to drive projects into completion. So these are the main three areas that are my personal favorites and that I often hear about during our leadership sessions, and hope you're able to reflect back on them and they can help you on your leadership journey.